Hello, hello, can you hear me?
It's just because Sheldon's like on the four-wheeler and carrying the gun in there.
Thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Jesse Dunaway. I'm the 7th through 12th Patrol Director here at CHS. This is going to be a night of singing, a night of talking, and a lot of emotions, but I want to wrap it up in 1 hour. There's going to be a lot of talking at the end, so I'm going to keep this one short. This is our show choir. We just got back from a tour to the Black Hills. Spent a lot of time in the hills with different schools, even Black Hill State. We had a blast on that tour. I'd just like to show you a little bit of what we're doing today. So without further ado, River City Groove.
Hit your road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit your road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Like nobody down there.
Take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on the floor. In 10 minutes I'll be late for the door. I like that old time rock and roll.
If there was ever a time in one's life where you could really see when somebody grows, it would be during middle school. At the beginning of the year, I find myself staring at 72 of them, and I'm not sure what to expect. And I can confidently say now that I know what to expect, and I know that they can meet those expectations. Our first piece is going to feature Riley and me on flute, and this is going to be called Homeland.
Waters deep, and of
At every level, we have exceptional students that go above and beyond for the sake of our choir. And it's the time that I'd like to recognize Delaney Peterson here. Let's give her a round of applause. She accompanied one of our pieces at our fall concert, and today she's going to play with Miss Olivia here with 4 hands on piano accompaniment. This piece really pushed the limits of our choir, both for our pianists as well as for our students here. So I'm very excited about the new things that are coming forward. I'm really excited about the 8th graders coming into the high school after pieces like this. So without further ado, this is The Rhythm of Life.
Suddenly a voice echoed one neighbor's, with a mission on the wires, and the voice again.
So throughout the year, I get to see how much we as a group grow, and as long as they're meeting my standards, I'm happy. But this spring, we got a chance to go to small group and large group contests, and that was where I got to hear other directors' opinions about what we're doing here at CHS. That last piece and the next two received perfect scores at our large group or our small group contests. The next piece we're going to listen to is called Philomeurier. It is an Irish work song during the railroad building. This is going to feature the gentleman. The piece after that is called Jean pour les Moulins. It's a French folk song that talks about a young girl having memories of her father and how she built this windmill. And in that piece you'll hear the altos and the sopranos going back and forth, creating the sound of this windmill turning. So we'll start off with the gentleman with Philomeurier. So this year we spent a lot of time working on new things and a lot of time building things, building skills, building sections, building relationships, building trust. And while we still have plenty of that to do, if you work all the livelong day, you don't have any time to have some fun, to have some play. So I picked this next piece just as a thank you to the choir's hard work and their dedication, just so that we can have something that's a little fun and what they believe is fun. This next piece is Go in the Deep.
There's a fire started in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out in all the ocean bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark.
mentioned, that featured Grace Yates and Kylie Brooks as well. Let's give them another round of applause. Okay, we have one more piece, but before we get to some of the emotional stuff, we do have to do a short plug about our upcoming trip to Chicago next summer. And to do that, I'll turn this over to Mr. Carlson, who's exiting the building. Oh no, he's right there. Okay,
Good evening, everybody. If you didn't know already, next year is our trip year for the Fine Arts Department. That includes the choir that stands behind you, the high school band, as well as the drama and theater department at Chamberlain High School. It is actually going to be happening for the first time ever. It's going to be happening during the school year. It's going to happen at the end of April next year. We're going to take the end of April, 5 days, I believe. Last time I checked, my Chamberlain math is correct. We're going to be taking 5 days. We're heading to Chicago. Going to see a Broadway play, as well as go to Six Flags right now. A couple other really fun things. We're going to the top of Willits Tower, seeing all the things that Chicago has to offer. Now, what that means for you guys in here is, if you have not heard, there is an absolutely outstanding opportunity for the students behind me, as well as half the students over there, for fundraising. And more importantly, it is something that I believe just about everybody in here wants. Through Photography by Scott, he is offering these fantastic prints. Canvas prints, very modern. They've got these nice wood shell cases. This is just one that he threw together really quickly for us to show off. He is selling them to us for $40. Now, what that means for you is, if you are interested in this, and by the way, no, you are not going to get a print of some random person. For your $40, first of all, 20 of it goes to the person that sold it to you. It goes directly to that kid towards their trip to Chicago. And on top of that, you get a professional photo sitting with Scott Struzeski anywhere you want it within reason. With anybody you want it with. Take it with your family, take it with the kids. Grandma can have grandkids. Do all that sort of stuff. He will take the picture for you. You can set it up with him. Get one of these, all for $40. Quite honestly, getting it all for $20, because $20 is a donation to the kid that sold it to you. A fantastic opportunity for everybody in here if you're interested. And all you gotta do is, if you are interested in this, all you gotta do is find an 8th grader that's sitting over there, one of the fine young gentlemen and women that are standing in front of you right now. They have the information for it, and this can be yours. It's a fantastic opportunity. I hope everybody in here takes advantage of it, because quite honestly, one of these, ladies and gentlemen, does not come cheap. To get one of these, plus a professional photo shoot, that's gonna cost somewhere between 80 to 120 bucks. 40. So, that's all I've got. Thank you very much for coming out. How about the choir welcome, huh? That's all I've got. Thank you very much for your continuing support, and I'll hand it over to Mr. Dunaway.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. Now we have some awards to give away. The first awards I'm going to give away are those that were students from our honor choir of the last summer. These students go through a pretty rigorous audition process where they were selected due to their knowledge and understanding of vocal music, terminology, theory, things like that. And so it's time for that we recognize their achievements. If you hear your name, can you please collect your award on the side? First is Gracie Swanson. Ashton Burke. Tommy Ridley. Cooper Mullen. Grace Yaden. And Ryan Felicia. Now, these next 3 awards, these are for students who have really, truly earned my respect over the year, and it's time that we recognize these students. The first student is one that I am convinced doesn't have an off button. When the student is in performance mode, it's all business, all the time, and almost every rehearsal. The student has shown their dedication to this program time and time again. It truly has a passion for show choir. In the show choir, this student has always been leading by example and has really shown me what a show choir can be. So this year's show choir award goes to Gracie. This next student is always the first to volunteer for pretty much anything that I ask for of the students. They're always there for their classmates and is constantly studying to become better. I see this person studying in the choir room, band room, you name it. The student is a fantastic musician in both skills and passion. The student is brave, takes chances and puts themselves out there. Once while I was gone, I asked the student to conduct one of our pieces for the class, and when I returned, I found a new level of respect from the student as they realized how hard it was to truly conduct this piece. In the years to come, I have no doubt that it will only continue to get easier for her. The Superior Vocalist Award this year goes to Corey Kerman. Finally, we have the Director's Award, and the Director's Award is, this recipient is overall a good person. This person's genuine, kind, and compassionate. The very first day of school, as I'm butchering kids' last names during attendance, I get to the students and I pronounce the student's name wrong as well, and they simply look at me, a brand new teacher, struggling to make a connection to a new community, and almost in pity, they look up and they go, close enough. This was my first break, and since then, throughout the year, each and every time I'd give an instruction that was different than what was expected, the student would look questioningly at first, and then you could immediately tell that the student was willing to cast it outside and to trust me. And I cannot convey enough how truly I appreciate that. Yesterday, as we left class, I paid the student a good job, and the reply was, "You too, pretty good for your first year." So for that, I thank you. This year's Director's Award goes to Cooper Bowman. Now at this time, it's time to recognize the seniors who have put in a lot of work into this program. Seniors, if you could come to the front, I'm going to hand the mic over to Mr. Pearson as he reads off what your plans are for after school.
I'm going to try to hide in the back here so everybody can see the leaders. But before we get started talking about the seniors, I do want to take a second and just thank everybody for coming out tonight and make sure that we pay our respect to Mr. Dunaway, because we have an outstanding program here. Seniors, look, I get shaky up here in front of people. This senior group is the last group that I had as a teacher for science too, so they really kind of mean a lot to me, and I can't believe we're at graduation time right now. But I'm just going to kind of go through here and say where our seniors are going, and a big thank you from us. Fiona Bishop, parents Raquel Moser, attend Tufts University for biochem and biotechnology next year. Fiona's been involved in a lot of things: science club, cheerleading, HOSA, and National Honor Society. Corey Kerwin, parents are Mavis Cheney and Pat Kerwin. Corey's plans after graduation are to attend Northern State University and major in music education. She too has been busy and been involved in show choir, band, cheerleading, drama, student council, and HOSA.
Sarah Hansen, parents Jean and William Hansen. Right now, her plans are undecided after graduation. Activities, well, I had to track her down today. She's very modest when it comes to what she's been in. She's a member of National Honor Society, and I'm telling you, she is an outstanding leader for us academically and will represent us at graduation day too as salutatorian. Parents Diane and Kimber Inch. Plans after graduation are to attend SDSU, majoring in wildlife and fisheries. Nicole has been a member of our FFA, an active member in 4-H and track. Amelia Blasingame. Parents Larry and Bonnie Blasingame. Plans after graduation, Black Hills State University, majoring in art with an art marketing minor. Amelia has been part of the improv group, oral inter, and theater. Tegan Knipling. Parents Rocky and Donna Knipling. Plans after graduation to attend SDSU for animal science. Tegan has been involved in FFA, show choir, and rodeo. Taylor Solberg, parents Tim and Diane Solberg. Plans after graduation, enlisting in the U.S. Army as a media instructor. Activities have been improv, gymnastics, theater, swimming, and martial arts. Danielle Arpan, parents Amy Sherman. Plans after graduation are to attend SDSU, majoring in nursing. Activities include volleyball, cheerleading, science club, HOSA, tech club, theater, managing boys basketball, and the yearbook committee. Jesse Ristow, parents Jim and Karen Ristow. Plans after graduation are to attend Black Hills State University, where she's undecided in her major. Activities that she's been involved with have been band, show choir, drama, student council, track, and cross country. Shayla Struy, parents Richard Struy and Teresa and Mike Schultz. Plans after graduation are to attend DSU for elementary education. Activities have been band, soccer, and basketball. Grace Yaten, parents Kenny and Lynette Yaten. Plans after graduation to attend Winona State University, majoring in nursing. Activities Grace has been involved with are theater, show choir, band, jazz band, and volleyball. Connor Graves, parents Justin and Christy Graves. Plans after graduation are to attend SDSU for dairy production. Activities have been FFA, football, and baseball. Kylie Brooks, parents Bill and Kari Topol, and Joel Brooks. Plans after graduation, attend Mitchell Technical Institution studying radiology. Activities include volleyball, science club, National Honor Society. Cooper Muller, parents Mark and Ann Muller. Plans after graduation are to attend SDSU and major in nursing. Activities have been show choir, FFA, baseball, and band. As seniors, you've been outstanding leaders for the group and for the rest of our students, so we're very proud of you. Let's give them another round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Now, a program like this doesn't happen without a lot of help. Like a lot of help. So, we have a lot of people to thank tonight. There's two that didn't make it on the back of your program, and I want to thank them before I forget. Sorry, three people. Two of them are Nate and Carly Iverson. They're our choreographers for our show choir, so if you could please give them a hand. The next person I'd like to thank is Jim Killian. He cleans up after us almost like every single thing we do. He comes in our classroom. When you have, 150 kids that go through the room every single day, it's bound to get messy. So I really got to thank Jim wherever he's at. And finally, I'll go through the list. So, our admins and our White House staff, thank you so much. They're the ones that get us all of our music and all of our awards, all the things so speedy. They allow us to order our show choir uniforms and things like that. And without their haste, we wouldn't have a show like this. I'd also like to thank Mr. Pearson and Mr. Palmer. These guys are outstanding. They fight battles that we never even hear about, and they win these battles, and they fight for our students every single day. And our community is amazing because of these two people here. Could you please give them a round of applause? Next, I'd like to thank the show choir parents. If it wasn't for you, my head would be underwater. You parents have helped me through the transition of how the show choir program works, how we go on tour and all those things, so thank you so much. I'd also like to personally thank Muriel Carlson and Mrs. Giesler for their faith in me and their continued trust. There's been many days where I've come to them for advice and guidance, and they've been really, really willing to listen, so thank you so much. I'd like to personally thank two students now. One is Delaney Peterson, the one that we had earlier for the middle school choir. Delaney, can you raise your hand? There's Delaney. We're very fortunate to have students like Delaney in our program. And next, I have to give a thanks to Camille Koenig. Without this young woman, she sings in our choir, she plays in our band, both the concert band, the jazz band, the show band. She accompanies for us when Miss Olivier is not accompanying for us. She does it all. And today she battled through sickness just to be here to perform for you guys today. So thank you so much, Camille. I'd like to thank Leanne Olivier. This woman is a saint. Not only does she play for us every day, but she also makes sure that I have my moral support and my health support. She brings me food to make sure that I'm healthy enough to continue teaching. I often don't get a lot of time to do that, and she comes and brings that right to my office, so thank you, Leanne. I'd also like to thank Carl Mathwig. Where are you, Mr. Mathwig? Mr. Mathwig, having another first-year teacher to relate to is a blessing in itself. However, more than just that, Mr. Mathwig has been here to play for us in the show band. He even sits in on middle school choir to listen, to have the ears that I can't hear from the inside of the choir. And not only is he a good teacher, but he's a really great friend. So thank you, Carl. Next, I'd like to thank my students. Man, we've worked so hard this year. I'm so proud of you. We put in like blood, sweat, and tears every single day. And sometimes it feels like a struggle, but we get through it at the end of the day. So thank you so much for all your dedication and your hard work. Finally, I need to thank Phil Carlson. He's not one for emotional words, so I'll keep it brief. I'd probably be dead if it were not for Phil Carlson. He has kept me sane. He's helped Mr. Mathwig and I transition here, and without his guidance, there is no way that we'd have the quality of program that we have here. So thank you so much, Phil. And last, thank you all for coming. This is a full house. It's really nice from my very first year. So we're going to finish off with one last piece. Before we do, I'll have the singers come down to the front. Oh, we're already here. Before we do, I want to invite you into a little bit of what my classroom looks like. And so I got this idea from a master conductor who he used his choir during the civil rights to change the way people look at people in general. And one of the things that he did for his choir was he would write letters to his choir outside of rehearsal time, and then those letters would be in their folders, they would read them. So I've taken an idea about that, and I have written letters to my choir over weeks, and I read them to the choir. And so I'd like to read one last letter for the choir, and you are pretty to listen. So, choir. May 2nd, 9:06 p.m. Dear choir, if I'm reading this, then we have reached the end of our concert, and no doubt there's been plenty of talking tonight as it is, so I'll be brief. We've done it. One more piece, and we're done. For some of us here tonight, we have merely endured, merely survived choir. However, there are those of you who have chose to live choir instead. You see, living and surviving are two very different states of mind. Living is taking the time to appreciate what it is that you have before you. There have been days where surviving is all that we can do, and truly living, feeling lively, seems impossible. For me, living my life is knowing that every day I get to wake up and I get to listen to my favorite musicians. You. I get to watch you laugh. I get to watch you sing and dance and make jokes, even if they're about me. I get to watch you rap battle me on school buses and sneeze on my conducting cues. Fight like gladiators over miniature Snickers, and clap and cheer for your classmates when they share a part of who they are with you. These are the moments that make life worth living. So keep fighting for a fulfilling life, and the world will be better for this. And together, we can dream an impossible dream. Your director, Jesse.
When I'm
Yes, it is. Yeah, they put up on the flag.